Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to start really where the Honourable Lady finished, but before I do so, can I congratulate both front benches for, if I may use a sporting analogy, being thrown in the deep end in order to take this bill through. And they both spoke, I thought, really well about the importance of these games and the importance of this bill. And also, Mr. Deputy Speaker, they both look very fit and well following the dreadful lockdown which has affected us all. So I may be stretching a point, but perhaps we will see them both training in the Royal Sutton Park, which is going to play such an important part in these games. Today, this bill, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is an optimistic moment and an encouraging one, because, as the Honourable Lady said, it gives us a chance to look beyond the acute challenges our country is facing at the moment, and it is genuinely something to look forward to, and boy are we going to need it. Quite apart from the games, the sport, the fun and the excitement, all of which means so much to so many people around the world, for us in the West Midlands, it is the boost to our local economy, which in the West Midlands we all know we must maximise. It is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to create thousands of jobs, new homes and a massive improvement to the public realm. And at a local level in Sutton Coldfield, we are delighted that our historic park is going to come into active use. It's the place where King Henry VIII used to hunt, where soldiers undertook their training in trench warfare before heading off to the Western Front in the First World War, and it was also visited by Her Majesty the Queen and 30,000 others to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Scouting movement in 1957. And in Sutton Coldfield, we will proudly host the triathlon event for the Games. And in a virtual meeting with the leadership team of Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games, I was very pleased to hear about the progress. Nearly £750 million is involved, and it will leave a tremendous legacy. And locally, I was pleased to hear also from the leadership of the Commonwealth Games Committee that cooperation with the Royal Sutton Coldfield Town Council under its leader Simon Ward has been going so very well. My constituents will hopefully benefit greatly from the improved infrastructure in our park, which is the largest municipal park, I believe, in Europe, and which will improve the facilities to be used and too for future events. So the gain is not just for businesses locally, it is of course for jobs, for community projects, but also for volunteering. These games will require 10,000 local volunteers to welcome people from all over the Commonwealth, as well as to perform in the opening and closing ceremonies and hosting athletes and teams at sporting facilities for training purposes. So in Sutton Coldfield, we are deeply grateful for the opportunities and very excited by the prospects. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, we need to ensure, as the Minister has made clear, that all the different organisations involved play their part and work together from now on until these games open. I have worked over the last 3 months extremely closely with Birmingham City Council and in particular with the Right Honourable Gentleman for Hodge Hill. He and I co-chair a committee which tries to bring together all the local interests in order that we can tackle some of the problems which affect us across Birmingham. I will leave others to underline the importance of the role of the Council, if I may, and of local government, but I want to refer to the role of the Mayor and of the West Midlands Authority, which is absolutely crucial both for the Games and for the legacy. And I saw what the London Olympics have done for the East End of London, and I saw in particular, through the legacy that went on afterwards, international inspiration that was chaired by Lord Coe, the huge ability of sport not only to energise children and improve education, but also in the developing world in terms of health education and vaccination. So there is a huge importance on focusing on the legacy in all its many forms that will follow. And I salute the efforts of Andy Street, our Mayor, and he was teased, I think, by the Right Honourable Gentleman for Hodge Hill earlier about the so-called black hole in the budget. And I said to Madam Deputy Speaker that I had, through the miracles of modern technology, been able to elicit a response from the Mayor. And the Mayor said this: there is no black hole. Every year, the West Midlands Combined Authority has lived within its budget, both in-year finances and also within investment ceilings. It has been well managed, and, for example, at last week's board, the annual finance review was fully accepted. Citizens of the West Midlands have not paid a penny for a Tory mayor, but over £2 billion of new government cash has been brought into the region since Andy Street was elected. Yes, we are still short of funds for some investments, but they are steadily closing as further new investment comes in. So those, Mr. Deputy Speaker, are the words of Andy Street delivered through me to the House on this important point this afternoon. I give way to the Right Honourable Gentleman.
Grateful, and that was a fantastic defence of the Mayor, and it only lacked the very best wishes conveyed to the Mayor of the West Midlands on the occasion of his birthday today. Nonetheless, all I would ask by way of intervention is that for the Mayor to speak to his Finance Director, because during the transition talks before the Mayor elections were cancelled, it was not my analysis that revealed the £1.2 billion black hole, it was the analysis of his Finance Director. Now, admittedly, it took her 3 weeks to actually crunch the numbers and produce that figure. So a gentle ask, I suppose, that we work together to try and repair this rather large hole that the WMCA Finance Director herself has identified.
Well, it's extremely decent of the Right Honourable Gentleman, given his current position, to send his best wishes to the Mayor for his birthday, which I'm sure the Mayor will, if not received from one of us, will receive it over the airwaves. But I can reassure the Right Honourable Gentleman and the House that the Mayor of the West Midlands needs no lectures on financial success, financial ability, financial credibility. He ran John Lewis, one of the most respected, most brilliant retail organisations in the country. And so I have no doubt whatsoever that that experience which he is giving to the people of West Midlands through his mayoralty is one for which we are all grateful. He has, Mr. Deputy Speaker, personally lobbied for £21.3 million to support the Tourism, Trade and Investment, the TTI programme, to maximise the Commonwealth Games opportunity. And this was, of course, in addition to the Mayor's pivotal role in securing the Games and £165 million HIF money for Perry Bar, which will help to regenerate a swathe of North Birmingham and leave a legacy of additional housing. Now, this was all agreed in the March budget this year, and last week, on the 5th of June, the West Midlands Combined Authority signed off a further £2.6 million as a regional contribution to the programme. Now, given the current economic impact of COVID, this will have an even greater significance, as it will enable us to raise the profile of the region's businesses and to promote trade and work to secure jobs. And in that respect, I particularly welcome the focus that the Mayor, the WMCA and all its partners have placed on using the opportunity of these games to accelerate and improve regional skills and employment opportunities. We have the new Commonwealth Jobs and Skills Academy to help achieve this. I know the Mayor has put £1 million of the devolved adult education budget into funding technical skills for the development for the Games. The £100,000 Skills Hub in Perry Bar, partnering with the main contractor Lend-Lease, is very encouraging. We know the construction industry in our region will need 50,000 more trained staff by 2030. This hub, Mr. Deputy Speaker, funded by the WMCA, offers local people free skills training and a guaranteed job interview once a 20-day course has been completed. And we hope this programme will help 4,600 young people and 2,600 unemployed people gain skills, experience and then jobs. The Games will also benefit, along with the rest of us in the region, from the wider transport investment programme which the Mayor is promoting, including the expansion of the metro network and investment in the rail network. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'd like to end, having looked at severely local and regional aspects, and the aspirations that we have by considering the international dimension to which the Honourable Lady referred towards the end of her speech, and the Commonwealth itself. By Britain ensuring that these world-class games succeed and bring pleasure to millions, maybe billions of people around the globe, we underline the community of nations which the Commonwealth is, a north-south organisation, a family of countries cooperating in many different ways at a time when narrow nationalism is rampant and the case for the international rules-based system is severely on the back foot. Let us hope, Mr Deputy Speaker, that these games will remind us all that we have much to gain from international cooperation and much to lose when the structures which sustain it break down.